But one thing that I always admired about you is that you became a single mum.
Yeah.
And you split up just when the work got harder. When it came to a point, and this is what happens for those out, and I think it happens in all careers, but it's very specific to stand-up comedy. There's a point where you're doing the clubs, and then you start headlining spots, and then all of a sudden, you've got to get. There's no shortcut. You've got to get in the car. You've got to do the miles.
Yeah.
You've got to do the gigs. You've got to be there. But you were doing all of that whilst taking her to the gigs with you because you were a single mum. I mean, that must have been an enormous pressure.
No, it was perfect because that's another confidence thing. It's just if you walk into a comedy club wearing a baby, who's going to tell you to take it off? I would just go. I'd just turn up. I did my first gig with Violet, wearing Violet when she was 21 days old.
In a papoose.
Yeah. And people hadn't seen a baby that young. People were like, I think something's wrong with your baby. It's like, no, she's just born. She's newborn.
21 days old.
Because I'd booked the gig before she was born. I didn't know it would be difficult.
What was the gig?
It was Latitude Festival.
Right, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I dressed her in yellow, which apparently bugs really enjoy yellow. So I just had this like very small fetus covered in bugs. And it was so new that I didn't have any material about having a baby, so I just didn't mention it. I was like, well, but it was good. It was, obviously, I felt like I was alone before I was really alone. What's the famous saying that no divorce is a tragedy because those people, if they're divorced, it's because they didn't want to be together, so it's good news. But I felt, I really struggled a lot when she was small, and that's another thing I'm really grateful for. I think I found gratitude, and I talk a lot about gratitude, but I'm not grateful for what I have now. I mean, I am, but I only have what I have now because I found that core gratitude. When I had nothing, I said, I was afraid and I was lonely. Anyone who loved me was 3,000 miles away. I had this new baby and no money at all. And I went, okay, what do I have? I have my daughter's health and she's happy and we're safe. And I knew then that if I always had just those things, then everything else was a bonus. And it's amazing. I don't fancy myself a very religious person, but spiritually, as soon as I woke up every day and I was so grateful that my daughter was happy and healthy and safe, and that I was happy and healthy and safe, then all these other opportunities started waltzing into my life.